Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Welcome to the Rosanamod Variety Pod. This is your vessel and host, Rosanamod, aka Rosanamod. We are at episode 101, 101. Why am I in a good mood? I'll tell you why I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood because I decided to be in a good mood. Is that good enough for you? It's good enough for me. I decided that I'm not going to listen to sad music or memories or listen to, look at old photographs of the past that's done and finished. I decided that I'm going to look at blank pages of a photo album of things that have not happened yet and put my feelings into those empty pages and manifest a new beginning, a new love, and new success for me because I deserve it, because I've earned it, because I worked really hard for everything that I've gotten so far. It might not be a lot, but I did it alone, and I'm very proud of that. And I feel very strong today and very faithful and positive in my faith that my God is taking care of me and that I feel that. And I'm sorry if I'm turning off some people that aren't religious. I'm not trying to push you into any kind of a religion at all. I've never done that. I respect your individuality and who you are as a human, but I'm just letting you know how I feel today, that I am full of love and faith, and I feel that really in my own meditation from it's going to be okay, I feel like it really is going to be okay. I have a sense that everything's going to be okay. It's like this feeling that I don't have to worry anymore. There's a saying, now I'm a really big Stevie Ray Vaughan fan. For those of you who don't know anything about Stevie Ray Vaughan, or look up SRV, he used to have a saying that was let go, let God. And I always thought, I don't know, I'm so used to doing things on my own that it's hard to sometimes ask for help, or it's hard to even think about asking for help. It's like you want to do everything on your own because you're so used to being by yourself, right? So I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially divorced women like me, or women who are single like me, older women like me, or anybody who's used to being alone, doing things for themselves. You rely on yourself and you stop relying on other people, but you also stop depending on other people, and you also start to not trust other people. You kind of depend only on yourself, and that's a very dangerous place to be if you're looking for a new relationship. Right now, I'm just feeling very let go, let God. Like I'm feeling a shield around me, protecting me. That's the word. I feel protected somehow. I don't know from what or why or who, but I have a sense of complete trust and faith where I can just fall back and know that someone's going to catch me. Does that make sense to any of you? Has anybody ever had that feeling? I'm curious if you've ever felt that way, because I'm feeling that that's how I am right now. So I wanted to put this out there today in the relationship part, because I've been there where you trust somebody, or when you not really depend on somebody, but when you trust somebody to think that they've got your back, or they say they love you and you kind of rely on that as a safety blanket somehow, or you sort of depend on that, on those three words, and you believe in those three words, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they really do. Sometimes people just love to talk. Unfortunately, some people are manipulators, and they like to say I love you just so they can get what they want, to put you into a category where you're always available to them. Sometimes people just text you in the middle of the night just because they want to make sure you're still there for them. Sometimes they send you texts of how are you, not really because they care about how you are, but just to see if you're replying to them. So make note of that and differentiate, and learn to differentiate the actual meaning. And the only way that you're going to do that is by totally understanding what it is that you want and what it is that they're giving you. If they don't give you what you want and need, they're really taking up a space in your life that could be filled by someone who does, want to be there for you. That's what I want to make sure that I express correctly. So, why am I happy? I'm happy because I choose to be happy. No matter what happens in my life, I'm going to choose happiness over whatever. So, when you have somebody that doesn't give you the necessary things that you think you need to be happy, you don't need them, number one, get rid of them. And number two, rely on your own self to be happy. That's the expression, that's what I'm trying to share. I'm trying to express to you that you don't really need anybody. You just make yourself happy. You choose to be happy. No matter what happens, you just choose to be happy. If you're going through a breakup right now, or you're going through something where you're losing someone and maybe you see them for the colors that they really are, and you didn't really think that they were going to be such jerks, and they turned out to be real jerks, Maybe you took a long time to figure it out. Don't be hard on yourself. Just remember that you did it because you loved them, and that makes you the good guy. The jerk who told you that he loved you and really didn't love you, that's the bad guy. That's the one you get rid of. So I have some tips to help you get out of a funk, a breakup funk, or some kind of a funky love relationship that went wrong. Okay, here are some tips for you that I use. Number one, stop listening to sad music and watching sad movies. Why are you torturing yourself that way? It's so easy to fall into a funk if you're going to keep feeding into the funk. So when you see movies out there that are like Love Story or, I don't know, The Way We Were or something, you think that that's going to make you feel better? How would that make you feel better if you were breaking up with someone? Or how does that make you feel better if you're missing somebody? It's not. It's going to only drag you deeper into that dark place that you don't want to be in, right? Turn around and do something completely opposite. And I know that this is hard to do, but pay attention to what I'm saying. If you're feeling really low, don't listen to anything that's sad. First of all, don't drink any alcohol and think it's going to make you feel better, because alcohol is a depressant. It makes you feel depressed. Don't do any pills. Don't do anything. Just put music on that's like you're at a club. Put dance music on. Put something on that gives you good memories, not bad memories. Like, for example, if, like me, I'm a teenager of the 70s, I'm into disco. Growing up in Brooklyn, that's all I listened to. I was a disco girl. So that always makes me happy, listening to music like Shalimar, Dan Hartman, the Bee Gees, kind of Casey and the Sunshine Band, that kind of stuff. If you listen to those kind of things that remind you of a place where you were when you were happiest, that's going to take you back emotionally to that place where you were happy. So your emotions are going to change. You're going to start feeling happy. You're going to want to dance. You're going to want to move your body, which creates dopamine. And dopamine, as everybody knows, is a natural high that gets you happy. Why don't you do that? If you don't want to go back in time, or maybe you met the person at a disco and that's going to make it, well, then don't do that. Listen to 80s, New Wave. Listen to The Cure. Don't listen to The Cure. Listen to In Excess. Listen to Love Removal Machine. Listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan from the 80s. Don't listen to the blues type music, the sad, but listen to something fun. Listen to something in the 90s that made you laugh, like MC Hammer, Don't Touch This or something. I don't know. Listen to whatever it is that gets you into the spirit of moving your body so that you can create some dopamine and get you into a better mood. Or you could just listen to Latin music. What? Turn on Latin music. Latin music makes you want to dance. I mean, I say that because I'm Latina, but if you're not Latina and you listen to Spanish music, some nice Latin music, nice good rhythms, I think it's going to make you happy. I think you should try it. Emotionally. That's my number one. My number two, if you have a girl or a guy who's incessantly obsessed with you and keeps sending you texts in the middle of the night when they're drunk, or just when they want to just keep in touch with you, and this is the person that you're trying to get rid of because really they haven't done anything for you, have they? They keep telling you that they're going to come over, but they don't. They keep telling you that they want to see you, but they don't. They keep making false promises. They keep telling you that they love you, but they don't. They keep, trying to impress you with their memories of things that they remember about you, but what good is it if they're not there, right? Words are cheap. Focus on the action. If they're not there, then that's the end of the story, the end. They're not there, okay? So, number two is you take the phone. You don't have to block them. I personally block them on Facebook and all social media so that they have no idea what's going on in my life because it's none of their damn business, right? You don't need to impress anybody. You're not going to, because it looks very sad and kind of desperate when you're trying to show, oh, look at me, I'm at a club with some guys, and and you think that that's going to make them jealous. It shows desperation when you do that. So you don't want to do that. The best cure is to ignore them. You want to block them from social media. I know it's hard, just do it. Now, if this is going to be harder, if you can't block them from your phone, because that's like complete annihilation, if you can't do that and you're not ready for that, take their face, if you have a picture of them, which you probably do, take their face off the contact list and either leave it blank or put a picture of something ridiculous like a monkey or, I don't know, a clown, whatever it is, that crazy leprechaun or Chucky, whatever. Just put a picture of them that's not them as their face. That's another two. Number three, you want to change their name from the contact list on your phone. And instead of putting their name, like let's say their name is, I don't know, John, right? You want to take that name out of there and you want to replace it with cheater or liar or anything else whatever it is that they did, put that on there so that next time the phone rings or they text you, you're going to see that and it's going to totally change the visual that you have of this person. Because I think sometimes we kind of get stuck on the physical part of the person, and you don't pay attention to the other parts, which were the real important parts of how they screwed you over and pissed you off and depressed you and made you listen to this audio today, because you're here because obviously somebody hurt you, right? They don't deserve that type of energy. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve you at all. They don't deserve any part of you. Any part of you. They don't even deserve to hear your voice. That's why I say to block them, because sometimes obsessed people will listen to your voicemail without even leaving a message just so they can hear your voice. That's creepy, especially when you're not in their life anymore. They're like grasping for whatever it is that they can get from you. Let's look on Facebook and see what she's up to. What is she doing? Because let me tell you, when you stop ignoring a guy, especially, they're going to get pretty desperate in finding out what you're doing, one way or another, if they don't start following you like a creep, That's one of the things that I wanted to say. So those are the ideas that I wanted to put out there. I'm thinking that would really help you. It's like a drug when you're in love with somebody. You always feel like you need something from them. Even if you haven't seen them in a long time, you want to call them, you want to hear their voice, you want to, whatever. Text them just to see if they respond. So don't respond next time they text you. Next time you see that clown face on there, he's just using me. Put that on there as a name. He's using you. Or make it sound like a quote. I'm only calling to use you. Or I only call you when I'm drunk. Or I'm with somebody else but I still want to have my cake and eat it too. Put that on there. When you see him calling that next time, won't that kind of change the dynamic of who they are? I think so. Because you're no longer looking at their face, mesmerized by whatever it was that mesmerized you in the first place. So think about that. Those are my tips to you today. You can do this. You can get out of this funk. It's not, I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy. like I said, it's like a drug, but like any drug, if you want to quit, you can. It's just a matter of getting the help you need. Maybe have a sponsor, like a friend. They listen, can you be my sponsor? Anytime I think of this jerk, can I call you instead? Yeah, sure, call me instead. I have a lot of people that do that with me. They text me all the time, and I'm like thinking about them, and I'm like, okay, stop. And then I'll, and then I'll remind them of the stuff that they did so that they get back into reality. Another important thing is when you are focusing on this person, and this is my last tip for you, remember, somebody out there is thinking about you right now that you don't know, that you've never met, that is saying, where is she or where is he? I need this kind of person in my life. I need this kind of giver. I need this kind of unselfish love, this genuine soul in my life. Where is he? Where is she? But you have filled that void with that jerk, and they're not able to communicate with your spirit because it's bouncing off of your spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because you are filled now. That spot that they need is filled with this jerk. So you have to remove the jerk. How to remove the jerk? You know what? I'm going to title that here. How to remove the jerk in your life. Okay, well, on that note, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will talk to you guys again on Monday for not Monday meditations because I got rid of it, but it's just a talk. Probably I'll fill it in with something, whatever it is that happened during the weekend, and let you guys know what's going on. If you want to talk to me, please contact me you can contact me on Facebook, but I am me. Don't send me any friend requests. I don't accept friend requests from people that I've never met before, or unless there are network businesses, okay? That's the only people that I'll accept. If you want to contact me, you can email me at the link below the show notes at Gmail, or you can send me an IM on Facebook, or you can contact me on Instagram. But please follow me. I'll follow you back. If you have any stories that you want to share with me or you want me to share with the rest of the world, let me know. I'll share them with you. If you have any questions that you want me to answer or you want me to help you in any way, I can definitely advise. If you want to be a podcaster, there is a link below the show notes on Buzzsprout. Click on that, and that will take you straight to the steps that you need to do to be a podcaster just like me. And if you want to help support the show, there's a link below also. There are links below that you'll need to see, which are my Amazon Handmade, my eBay store, not my store, but my eBay items, which are vintage. All my things come in gift wrap, ready to give, so you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just give it to them. And on that note, again, I wanted to say thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate every one of you. You are so, really the loves of my life. I hope that I help you, and if I do, I really would love to hear back and let me know that I've changed something or I've helped something in your life. It's important. It's nice to hear and it's nice to know. God bless you. And what do we say?